Hey everybody, welcome to Hope Something Sticks. I'm Burt,
I'm Matt.
and today we're going to be freeballing it again. So, less Joe Rogan and more Bill Burr.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
See how that goes.
literally watching sports right now. Rich person sports, skiing. It's fucks. I did see a pretty good internet video of somebody doing some helicopter skiing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Let alone just the whole skiing aspect. But that video, it was like a helmet cam, and this person went through a mountain a little bit. But they also were about to they needed to take a left turn, and from the angle of the video, it clearly looked like they could take a right turn, and I was like, oh, they're going to go right. My brain decided right is the way to go. And later on in the video, like 2 seconds later, you could see the massive cliff I would have died off of if I was the one skiing. So that just cemented in my brain how this whole skiing thing. Yeah, that's not happening.
Well, he probably thought, he probably, surveyed the landscape and said, okay, I shouldn't ski this way at this time.
Yeah.
Then I'll die.
If I had
It's
several hours of gameplay to map it out in my brain, several tries, Call of Duty style, then yes. And then I need spotters. Or, just flags. You could just put some flags out. That'd be fine. Because it looked like, in the video, there were tons of jumps and stuff, so somebody was out there prepping the course.
So do you ever listen to Bill Burr's podcast?
Every now and again. But, listening to somebody else be angry on the radio, I do that enough myself. I don't need... Still funny, though.
Yes. Yeah. Seems like it's pretty easy. He just talks about whatever the hell is on his mind / on TV. Does a advertisement for MeUndies and then reads fan mail.
Oh, nice.
Bada bing, bada boom, done.
And he does that. That's once a week, right?
Twice a week.
Oh, he's up to 2 times. Okay.
Yeah, he only does it for about half an hour, and then he I don't know really why, but he does it for half an hour, it's the whole show, and then he puts on a whole bunch of music, and then a clip of his show from years ago, so that it looks like it's an hour and a half. I don't know why he does that. I pretty much just after he finishes, the actual episode, I don't even bother going back.
Interesting. It must be maybe it's a monetization thing. I hear that longer videos are better for monetizing.
Maybe.
I based that on about 3 seconds of internet research.
As opposed to Joe Rogan, who just has a guest on every day, and they just kind of talk about whatever they got going on, and then whatever conspiracy theory Joe Rogan's talking about.
Oh God, whatever.
He's pretty big into conspiracy theories.
Oh, so he's the one causing it. That's great.
I don't think he's in on QAnon. He's more of the old school conspiracies, not landing on the moon.
Ugh. Okay.
And aliens and JFK assassination.
Aliens I can get down with. I used to think that was kind of nuts, but I saw a good metaphor for it, or at least analogy, and it was, if you take a spoonful of the ocean and say, hey, there ain't no sharks in the ocean, look at this spoonful of water I got. That's how big the fucking space is, alright? You don't know what the fuck's out there.
True, but that's also kind of a reason why it's not likely that there's almost like certainly aliens somewhere, but like that they're on Earth is the space is so vast. What's the chances of aliens fighting us? And we've only been transmitting for like the past not even 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. 0.
So
like a percent maybe in your lifetime. It's like this is not going to be a contact situation anytime soon. Let's put it that way. Where they're so damn smart.
Those aliens would have to be really, really lucky. So,
yeah, get out of here.
But,
it would be cool to donate more research money to it, though.
Yeah, unless they created us, then it would make sense.
I suppose. I think that takes away from human achievement, though.
Not creating us as in like like God did in the 70s. I'm saying like they they kind of just threw the seeds of life out there and it evolved over millions of years. And they're just kind of like checking in on us, seeing what's happening, like an ant farm. Like, oh, that's what they're doing. That's kind of cool. It's just like a big sociology research project for some teenage alien.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Possibility is limitless. It could be. This is it. This is it. This is the pinnacle of life in the universe. Is us, and every other type of life is like still single cell organisms. We're too far along.
Yeah, that's one of my science teachers from 9th grade, Mr. Keene. He said that maybe we're the most advanced life because maybe once you get past our level of advancement, it's inevitable that they just blow themselves up.
Yeah, look back in time. Prehistoric times, creatures and life was gargantuan. That probably had something to do with all the oxygen in the air, but everything was fucking huge. And then eventually it all just sort of died. Or found a more efficient way of living, which is smaller.
Yeah.
I like thinking about fungus. I was reading The Omnivore's Dilemma. It's about a 15-year-old book about how we're eating garbage. And I didn't realize how big a fungal colony is. Like for, I forget what they're called. The mushroom hunters out in California or whatever the hell. All those hippies just running around. Yeah, they're huge.
The
acres and acres and acres is how large one colony, you could call it, that's related to itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this massive thing. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's a form of life that's actually evolved to be like, nah, we're cool. You don't find us. Do not look at me. Stop looking at me. Like hiding under leaves and shit. That was probably one of the more interesting parts of the book, was him. He was trying to ultimately create a meal that he entirely made, or was incredibly close to where he sort of lived. Trying to make a sustainable dinner.
Yeah.
It was impossible.
Pretty interesting.
15 years ago, it was impossible.
It's pretty interesting stuff with fungus. It's the closest that you can get to zombies is that one form of fungus that takes over the brains of carpenter ants.
You might have spoken about this before.
Yes, the basis of the Last of Us video game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a real life thing. It only affects carpenter ants, and I think there might be other ones that affect other insects. Like it doesn't affect anything with a complex brain, but it makes carpenter ants so the spores get on the carpenter ants, and then the fungus grows inside of its brain, and then it makes the carpenter ant basically find it like it leaves the colony. It finds like a place where it would be like under a leaf where it'd be good for the fungus to grow, and then it just clamps down on the leaf, dies. The fungus, explodes out of its body, and then drops its spores on other carpenter ants.
Nice. And terrifying.
Yeah.
So only incredibly there's a joke to be made there about our QAnon friends and their susceptibility to this zombie fungus. Simple minds.
Yeah. But back, so and another so besides the conspiracy theory, it's like it's interesting Joe Rogan's show, because I listen to it every once in a while. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but so he gets a very good and varied amount of people to come onto his show, like from other comedians that he's friends with, to MIT professors, pretty major politicians. He got Bernie Sanders on once. I think also Andrew Yang, and there's all kinds of people. But like when they're actually talking, it's like it's like a jock talking to a nerd that's trying to make a friend with the jock.
So, what? Like, just like culture clash?
No, like he'll say something kind of stupid, and he's like, "Well, yeah, kind of,"
Oh, gotcha.
Like
they're just going along with it.
Very nice to him. Yeah.
Well, then that's a very socially apt nerd. Stop correcting everybody.
Yeah. Well, they're adult nerds, so I guess they learned. But there's one thing that's kind of topical for today. So Joe Rogan, he believed that Joe Biden had dementia. I guess he didn't know that he had a stutter, and that's why he's kind of a mush mouth sometimes.
Right,
and,
right.
He just watches videos of these clips put together that makes him look like it. That he has Alzheimer's or something, but he's actually just stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, what they should do, he already won the nomination. They should take him out and put in the governor of New York, Cuomo, because everyone likes him now because of he did he's very popular because he apparently did a good job with the vaccine. It's like, well, that would have worked out really great, Joe.
that did not age well.
This is why you do not just pick the flavor of the month and switch them out with someone that's already been democratically elected.
I don't think he's the flavor of the month either. I mean, he's a fucking douchebag. Everybody knew he was a douchebag before the.
Yeah, but people were kind of liked him for a couple months when New York's curve went way down. Now you can see kind of why, because he lied about the numbers on the nursing homes, which are the biggest numbers that come out of anywhere.
Right. But I think a lot of the numbers have been coming down. I don't think it was just lying. I mean, it's terrible what he fucking did, but
it wasn't just the numbers did come down, but he made it look better than it was by fudging those numbers.
No, he's a lying scumbag.
Yeah, the sexual harassment suits.
Yeah, right, and it's caught on camera too, him being a total weirdo.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But...
It's a terrifying picture of him grabbing the accuser, and she's just you can see, it's the look of somebody who's being completely hugged without wanting to be hugged, or not expecting, coming in a little too close, getting a little too familiar, and there's tons of people around. It's really kind of an amazing shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
It's out there. So,
So,
on the vaccine front, I'm very excited about Friday. That's when I get my second dose.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even have to dress up like an old woman either.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. If I live 90 miles east of where I live, I would have already been vaccinated. There's one area that they like vaccinated like all the old people, and it's like, okay, well, let's just vaccinate the young people too. And so every adult in this town, just a little bit east of Phoenix, has been vaccinated.
100% in a little town east of Phoenix.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. Is this a DeSantis type situation where Illinois' ex-governor Rauner gave him like $250,000 to direct vaccines to his neighborhood?
No, I don't think they got really more vaccines than anyone else, but they were really good at advertising the vaccine, so people would actually come. Like a lot of it's just like people aren't like coming to take the vaccine, but they, like, oh well, these people aren't vaccinated, so we can't open it up for other people who will take it. That's kind of dumb.
I hate the tier system so much. That was the dumbest idea. Why didn't they just say first come, first serve? If you can bowl over the next person next to you, come and get it.
I know. This is the worst kind of discrimination. The kind against me.
Yeah, entirely. And I'm saying this as I was lucky enough to get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took my coworkers another 2 weeks, at least, to be able to even see appointments. I couldn't believe how lucky I was. It's amazing.
That's good. Yeah, I'm still waiting, but apparently we should have enough vaccines for everybody by the end of May.
Oh, damn. That's pretty good. Well, everybody who's, like, actually willing to get one. I know a guy who is still not convinced that the science is there.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the good thing about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is, A, people have heard of Johnson & Johnson, which apparently matters, and 2, that it's a more traditional kind of vaccine.
Right.
So hopefully, people would trust it more.
Yeah, and it's a one-timer.
Yeah, like a relative of my boss said that, she could have gotten the vaccine but didn't. But she'll take the Johnson & Johnson one because she knows the company Johnson & Johnson.
Wow. She doesn't know the company Pfizer.
No. Well, she's never bought anything from Pfizer before.
Oh, really? Doesn't know anybody who's got a boner pill, huh? Got it.
But she has bought, Swiffers and whatever.
Of course. Baby oil.
Yeah. But whatever reason they need, as long as they fucking take it.
Yeah, really, just get it inside of you. Be done.
So.
For this year.
Gotta.
Next year's right around the corner.
Yeah. So Jon Stewart got on Twitter about a month ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And maybe like once, twice a week, he'll just put something out there. Thumbs down on minimum wage hike. Way to stick it to big. Don't make enough money.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what a cave. Cave of caves. It's all good.
Yeah, but...
We this playbook has this is the this is the part of the play where the Democrats blow it again.
Yeah. Well,
Just
you don't have
eating each other.
you don't have enough Democrats to, like every Democrat has to be on board, and you got some Democrats from like some pretty conservative areas.
Right.
So.
Good old mansion.
So unless the Democrats win fairly well in the midterms. Probably not going to get sweeping changes, which is, I mean, it's kind of why he wants, I would think, Joe Biden as opposed to like someone like Bernie Sanders, who would just keep trying to get what he wants as opposed to what's possible to get in the the situation you're in. But no, yeah,
It's possible if it has popular support.
yeah,
And if you got the votes. Gotta have the votes.
gotta have the votes.
It's kind of why we're in this situation we're in now. The whole, because I was reading Obama's book. I didn't realize how close Obamacare was to not even happening.
Mm.
But this was the so-called, we're in the so-called nuclear option age, because this budget reconciliation thing that the Senate uses, every vote used to be 60 votes. And it only went down to a simple majority because, well, at least initially, because of Obamacare. Nobody was ever willing to go that budget reconciliation route. But then they did that because it's kind of funny. They lost their 60th vote, the Democrats, back in 2010, because the lady running in Massachusetts for Senate didn't go to a Boston Red Sox game. Or a Boston Bruins game. I can't remember. It was like shitty weather out or something like that, and she's like, "Oh God, I'd rather be home." Or she like said it on camera. Like it was like the most bourgeois elitist shit you could say to lose as an in an election, no less. And Obama's was pissed off enough to be writing about this in his fucking book. He's like, she said what? It's like,
wow, you really fucked me.
Drink the Sam Adams, go to the game for like 10 minutes, and shut up.
Wear a fucking wear coat.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn.
Can't wear a coat.
This is fucking democracy.
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah. Democracy's at stake, and you can't suck it up and shut up. Fucking, oh man. But hey, now we got pre-existing condition. Pre-existing conditions are now illegal for health insurance, and that's a universally accepted thing. So I think that the whole idea of just settle for what you can get fucking sucks. Go for the fucking home run. You know.
Yeah.
At some point, you give people a right. People really love the idea of rights in this country. So give them a new right of whatever. You have a right to money. You have a right to not be poor. How about that?
Not gonna happen.
Could happen. Just gotta phrase it the right way. People are dumb.
You're gonna have to
tell them a story.
There's pretty sweeping changes you have to make, not just increase the minimum wage, because then, like, rich people will always find a way to dick over poor people. I've been doing it for tens of thousands of years.
How about no kid should be hungry right now? How about that?
That'd be nice.
I don't know if we can get that. Kids have a right to eat. I don't care how fat that kid is. That kid gets to eat today.
No, I'm definitely not against that.
Well, I'm not saying you are. Like, this is a marketing brainstorm session right here. How the hell do you... Mm-hmm. They don't have the words. These politicians don't have the words. If they had the words, they'd have the energy. And if they had the energy, they could make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking you were kind of getting at getting rid of the filibuster.
It's fine with me. I think it's a stupid fucking tactic. It's a ridiculous tactic, really.
Well, it's basically just more will get done on either side. So I think you'd have more of the way of extremes when whoever's in charge of the government at any one time, like especially the Senate. Like right now, yeah, you got the Democrats leading the Senate and then they could do more, but then inevitably the Republicans will be in charge of the Senate, and then they'll do whatever the hell they want. So, kind of which is better? Just kind of trudging along, doing nothing, or doing very sweeping things, one way or the other, potentially every 2 years.
I get you. Yeah, swinging the pendulum good and hard is not good for anybody.
Yeah, so that's I think the main argument against getting rid of the filibuster, which I know it's shitty. It's until you need to use it.
True.
It's great. So, but you could say that for a whole bunch of stuff. Like if we didn't start that nuclear option stuff, then you wouldn't have Obamacare. You wouldn't be able to get the pre-existing conditions. Not have that hiked up for your health insurance if you have that. So,
gotta get people educated,
I guess,
man. People are too fucking dumb in this fucking country. That's the thing that's always held us back, is they can convince the dumb half of the country that what they're doing is good for them, and they don't know any better. They think these politicians are fighting for them, and they're fucking millionaires. No, dipshit. They're fighting for millionaires because they are one. They're not fighting for your stupid
jobs.
Yeah, right? You try to keep your dumb ass whatever. Like, a job is the most important thing. Job is fucking temporary. If you're lucky, nowadays, if you're lucky, you can keep your job for 10 years. Like, the age of the 30-year job and the pension is fucking dead. And who killed it? Oh, well, gun rights. Okay, got it. And you can't even have a conversation with them. I tried.
I'm saying for politicians, in Congress you can keep your job forever.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they could do it.
Like McConnell, that's pretty crazy. Like 6-year terms.
Yeah, the Senate is incredibly powerful, and they're allowed to trade on the stock market. How cool is that?
Pretty cool.
Let's take a look at the implications here of your trades. As everyone just sort of chuckles and says, yeah, they're all doing the same shit. Like, listen, Rich, you're rocking the boat here. Got a pretty good thing going.
Yeah.
If anybody needs to be locked up without any kind of a trial, it's Senators Richard Burr and former Senator Kelly Loeffler. Well, at least.
What you mean, Purdue?
I'm sure Purdue did it too, but Loeffler and Burr were actually investigated. And Feinstein.
Oh, yeah.
Feinstein.
Yeah. Down California way, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yep, out in California way. I bet she still has internet. She's holding out on everybody else. I don't think she's got that much energy. She's got to be pushing like 90.
I don't know if she's that old. Pretty old.
Yeah, you want to talk about politicians who have been in power forever. There you go. She's been a senator for over, I'm going to say, the 90s at least.
Yeah. Well, if you're in like a safe state like California or Kentucky or Arkansas,
right?
I mean, all you gotta do is not piss off your party, because that's the only way you can lose. For the most part, is losing a a primary election.
Yeah, like that lady in Massachusetts. It was unthinkable that she would lose. She was going up against a fucking idiot who was just rabble-rousing the lowest common denominator. And then she goes and doesn't go to a Boston Red Sox game, and that's it. So simple.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say Massachusetts is a wholly safe state. You, there's a big batch of conservatives, like even in Boston. And then when you go out west, like Massachusetts is more of like a blue dog state.
You mean like a yellow dog Democrat state? Is that what you're saying?
I've heard of a yellow dog, but blue dog, like a conservative Democrat for the most part. Like it's not like wouldn't be insane if it would like goes red every once in a while.
I believe it.
I mean, shit.
A lot of old school Catholics still there.
Yeah. Shit, like Mitt Romney was governor there for a while.
True. He invented Obamacare. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Mitt.
Yeah. Then fought against it really hard.
Right. Even though it worked.
Oh, shit, it's not my idea anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. His whole campaign just made no sense. It was just ridiculous. And even everybody on the Republican side, like, saw through it. I mean, nobody... That and the economy turned around, so he was doomed in 2012. He's just a sacrificial lamb.
Pretty much. I mean, he was just the guy where there was no... nothing, like, took him down. Like, there was no... controversies with him or like that. Remember the primaries? Like everyone had a turn to be number one, and like Mitt Romney was basically just number two the entire time until everyone else just fell off. Like Herman Cain was there for a while, and then that scandal with all of his former employees.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like, and down.
Yep.
And then Santorum was up for a while, and then everyone Googled Santorum and saw what Santorum meant. It's like, and down. and then Perry was up for a while. I was like, oh.
Then he couldn't remember his own platform.
Yeah.
Let's put him in charge of the energy department. It's a good idea.
That was the department he forgot about cutting.
Exactly, yeah. That was just fantastic.
And like recently, he opened up his big fucking yap again.
That's good. Not enough of him talking.
But yeah, well, I was just like something about I don't know people not knowing. It probably had something to do with the shit that went down in Texas. With that cold snap that turned out the lights. I don't know. I don't how we could like say anything and people not just call him a total fucking dumbass. Like you didn't even know what your department did. Like it was like on the job that you realized that the Department of Energy was in charge of the nukes.
Wow, that's good stuff.
And you were. Also, you didn't know what it did when you were trying to get rid of it. You would have tried to get rid of it when you didn't even know what it did.
Yep. Good old Rick.
Yeah.
That dumbass motherfucker. But he can wear the hell out of a suit, so...
Yep.
With as much people the amount we just talked about it in this one episode is more research than a lot of people ever bothered doing.
Yeah. I wonder if he would have done better if George W. Bush wasn't president before him. Because it's like this, it's like governor from Texas, total fucking idiot, doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh my god. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas of what would have happened. What kind of world we'd be living in if George W. Bush wasn't elected. Oh my. Let me count the ways. Let's start with a
few million people in the Middle East that'd still be alive.
Yeah, let's start with $8 trillion that we didn't spend on 2 foreign wars.
Yeah.
Oh my god. One that's still kinda going. Still can't seem to extricate ourselves from that one. Oops. Unreal. Hundreds of votes away from completely changing the face of the globe. Wow.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Thanks, Broward County.
Yeah, really. Yeah, fuck. Now, you can also blame the Gore lawsuit, too. I mean, they only challenged the votes in, like, 3 or 4 counties. It's kind of weird. They didn't challenge, like, the entire state.
Yeah.
Which might have churned up more votes for for W.
Yeah, there's that too. But, I don't know, maybe it's like, how bad could you fuck it up?
Oh my god. That's what I still remember my 8th grade social studies teacher saying, he's surrounded by the right people. Which, at the time I thought, oh, okay.
No.
As a 12-year-old, I'm like, that seems like a logical argument. Jesus. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, well...
And that was before September... That was before September 11th, is when he said that, too. So...
Right.
Yeah.
But...
Like,
okay. I mean, he definitely was not surrounded by the right people.
No.
Especially the right person.
Yeah, I did not understand the concept of, he's not calling the shots here.
I mean... He technically is, but he's very much listening to Dick Cheney.
Yeah, right.
The most powerful vice president of all time.
Oh man, that is a creepy. Oh my lord. It's a really good movie. Shit, I already forgot the name of it. Is it Cheney? It's a one-word movie. It's the one where Christian Bale plays Cheney. He does a great job with it.
Yeah. I don't think. Is it called Cheney? I don't know. I didn't see the movie, but I saw a clip of it, like when him and W were talking about him being his running mate.
Gonna have to give that one another watch.
It was basically like, I was like, the vice president didn't really have a whole lot of power, unless we, change things around. He in the scene, he was basically just saying, yeah, I'll do it if you give me more power than any other vice president has. More latitude to do things.
Exactly, yeah. He's just spinning it like, what, we'll just handle, these other things like the budget and foreign affairs. He's just rattling off the list of all the things that W is supposed to be looking at. It's like, don't worry about any of this other stuff. We got this stuff.
Well, it's basically like, he's basically Littlefinger in the small council.
Right. You can have more time for...
It's like
whatever it is.
Littlefinger had the power of John Aaron, and then you can kind of see why we got as fucked as we did.
Yep. We gotta end these podcasts on a happier note. Not talking about Dick fucking Cheney. There he goes again, derailing every conversation.
Well, it's not like super happy. It's not. It's not super happy, but it's not super unhappy. It's like neutral. Talk stock market a little bit.
Oh my god! How much money did you lose on AMC?
0.
Oh man, I got some lost porn for you.
Let's see. I've been making like small gains, like so. So as of right now, I've made a 15% return on my investment over almost 2 years.
And you know what? If you go back 20 years, that's good.
Yeah.
In case anybody's paying attention, that is a good number. In fact, it's an astronomical number if you go back 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, year over year, with my gambling, even with me losing money on AMC, which is up to...
Might have gone up a little bit. I think this market's doing pretty good in general right
now. Oh no,
now.
I bought it at the absolute worst time.
Oh, okay.
I bought it at like $14, which was really fucking stupid because I could have bought it at like $2. So I've lost at least, that's not that bad, it's only like $500. For now.
So
I'm not doing like options trading anyway. So
yeah.
that could.
So I'll tell you how I do my trading. So I wanted to get into the stock market a couple of years ago because, like, there's this one thing that it's like a guaranteed moneymaker.
Right.
Like there's almost no, but not the stock market in general, but if you do this one thing, is every once in a while there'll be some like stupid event that will make a blue chip stock just tank.
Of course, yeah, I hear you.
And then you just buy it when it's when it tanks,
Yep.
and then everyone will forget about what happened, and then it'll go skyrocketing right back up. And then you can sell, and then just wait for the next thing to tank.
Exactly.
And buy that.
Yep.
So that's what I did. I wanted to do it for, you remember like 2 years ago, Zion Williams, when he was still playing in college, his sneaker like blew out during a game and like fucked up his ankle or something.
I think I vaguely remember this.
So Nike tanked, but for like because of that, and like I wanted to buy some stock, but like it takes like a few days to get like your money into the market, so I wasn't able to do it.
Right.
But then I was like, well, something like this is gonna happen again, and so what I've done so far, for the most part, I bought Boeing a while back ago. When that 747 Max incident happened.
Incidents.
Made a little money on that. I made a little money on Disney, and now actually, 2 days ago, I bought Disney stock again because I figured it was doing particularly bad on the day I bought it, but with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine coming out at the end of May.
Yep.
Then you got like a good amount of summer for people to get vaccinated, go back to the parks, back to the movies. I think Disney's gonna skyrocket by the end of the summer. So I bought 11 shares of Disney.
Fantastic.
Still a pretty expensive stock.
Is it still at DSN?
It's almost at 200.
Oh, wow. Wow. When we had first talked about it, it was at like 100.
Yeah.
This is months ago. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson at 156. I was thinking the same thing about their vaccine coming online. I'm surprised it's at 156, though. It's a little weird. Mm-hmm. The problem with this strategy is you got to take into account. I mean, yeah, you're just talking about the news cycle, which a lot of robo. You remember like a decade ago when robo trading was kind of coming online? Somebody on Twitter just decided to throw a terrible news story like Obama and bomb in the same sentence on a tweet, and all these robo traders, these robots, picked up on that Twitter story, which is nothing more than a tweet, and they just like the Dow Jones like fell like 400 points, and nobody could figure out why. And they tracked it back to that when that fucking tweet happened.
Well, that's fucking genius if he like bought a whole bunch of stock after he did that.
Well, if it's just if it's just you doing it, well, I mean the entire stock market is almost all of it is evil. But if you bought a mutual fund anytime in the last, you've supported slavery in some small way, or a huge way, depending on their Nestle shareholdings. But yeah, buy the dip.
You ever seen the
buy that dip?
Yeah. So have you ever seen the Good Place? It's got Kristen Bell in it.
I've heard of it. I never really gave it much of a chance.
Yeah, it's not bad. So, but the funny thing is everyone in the world goes to hell now. Like no one goes to heaven because everyone is indirectly like supporting like slavery and forced labor and all this shit. by just buying like products.
Oh wow, okay. I didn't realize that was how that worked.
Yeah, so it's like, everyone's like on a point system, and then when they die, if they have enough points, they go to heaven. If they don't, they go to hell.
Gotcha.
And so everyone has like all these incremental negative points by like just buying anything, and so invariably everyone, even like the nicest person, just goes to hell.
Wow, I like the show a hell of a lot more now. Should have given it more of a chance. So is what's the main driving thing? Is Kristen Bell dead?
So Kristen Bell's dead, and she thinks she's in heaven, but it's actually hell. And basically, it's her and the other people that she becomes friends with try to get out of hell into heaven.
Gotcha. And is Ted Danson an angel or God?
He is neither.
He's just some dude. Or metaphysical.
Yeah, like
spooky
they don't like. Yeah, they don't put like labels on it, like angel, devil, God, heaven or hell. They just they want to make sure that everyone knows that nobody is right, but everyone's just kind of right, but not on the specifics.
Okay.
But there's like in the afterlife, there's this whole huge bureaucracy that nobody understands.
I think I saw a slight reference to that. There's like this council meeting or something like that, and they decide to think about it in 400 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That's a problem with mutual funds. I keep trying to look up, I keep trying to get more interested in, or not, the offerings for anything that's specific. They're called ESG stocks. So if you buy those, then you get to the good place, if you will. Environmental, social, and governance stocks is what that's broken out to. And allegedly, these types of stocks are either funds that are companies specifically trying to do something along sustainability guidelines. Like, you're not fucking over your workers, or you're planting a tree, or you've got a very diverse board of directors or whatever the hell. And then you look at who's in these ETFs, and it's the same fuckers. I'm like, dude, okay, just because Coca-Cola puts out a mission statement saying, "Oh, we're gonna do better," okay, there's still one of the biggest water rights holders in the world. Like, dude, you owning the Amazon is not what I had in mind. So, my portfolio was mostly just gambling on AMC and something called, I don't know, some Wind Factory. I did make a bunch of money on a health stock, HLYK. I was watching that. If I put all my money in that a year ago, I could be buying a fucking house right now. Because it went from 10 cents to like $1.20, so you can crunch the number.
If I bought Bitcoin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You want to play the what if game again?
Well, not just even just a few months ago, it went way up. I remember probably half a year ago, or maybe more, maybe a year, it was at $8,000. Now it's at $48,000.
Right, yeah, no, it got up to almost touch 60.
Yeah.
Yeah, even during the height. If you had bought during the height 3 years ago, when everybody was losing their mind over it and finally found out about it, it was at 18 is where it topped out. 18 grand. Mm-hmm. Whatever, but that's another one that's terrible. Because it's literally just server farms churning numbers it's like burning dinosaur bones to crank out a number. That's just a fake currency. That's all it is.
I mean, it's all any currency is really.
Yeah, but the electricity consumption of my dollar bill is not the same as a 0.1/10,000% of a Bitcoin. Or less than that.
Yes. I mean, how much farming is done nowadays?
How much farming? I thought there was a finite number of Bitcoins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if that's true, you would think there wouldn't be that much farming left to do.
But but all these other coins are trying to get on the same stupid train, and there's always going to be another coin.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them will kind of rise to Bitcoin's level. Like, you never know. Maybe it will, but Bitcoin was kind of like the first one, and had the I don't know. I guess the best sounding name.
Fair enough.
So I don't know if there's gonna be like another huge boom for another currency. So I mean, yeah.
The shit's still illegal. Let's make sure we point that out. It's still not illegal. Actually considered tender. At least according to the U.S. government. I'm pretty sure it's not.
If you want to pay $48,000 for a bit of information, encrypted information.
Well, okay, no, I'm sorry. It's used for illegal purposes. Let's put it that way, because of the
that is true, because it's untraceable.
Right. Well, kinda. It's always kinda with that shit, right?
Well, you definitely can't trace it like you can regular money.
I'll give you that. Yeah, for real.
Like you can trace it if you use, like, say, legal means to transfer the Bitcoin, then yeah, if it's associated with you. But there's also dark web ways to get around that, which makes it really hard to be able to trace it to the point where it's not even worth it unless you're like really big time.
Hey,
or to like really fucked up shit. Like if you're just like selling like weed and crack on it, I don't even think you have anything to worry about. Like low level drug deals, like just a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, right.
I don't think, like, and it's not worth trying to crack that code to figure out who the fuck is doing it.
I'm taking a look at some of the other stocks I had forgotten about. Oh, wow, that's about right where it was. Yeah, it's like the good place says, there's always some little level of, you're screwing something up.
Yep.
Like, even with renewable energy, this shit requires so much cobalt and magnets and shit. And I know that cobalt specifically is mostly in the Congo. So we're right back to slavery.
Not 100%.
No. Some of the cobalt. They can make it without cobalt. You're good.
Well, I'm just saying they're not doing all the fun little side things. What they used to do with slavery, like basically turn them into gladiators.
Oh, okay.
And breed them into gladiators.
Listen, I don't know what's going on in the Congo. All right.
Yeah.
Probably not, but, they probably don't have time for that. Come on, kid. Get in there. Find the shiny.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is that the Congo? There's some other country where it basically, the whole area looks like hell because of all, like, the the crude oil that's there.
You talking about
It's
Nigeria?
either like on fire, maybe, but it's just like people are just sifting through, just collecting crude oil, and everything looks fucking nasty and on fire.
There's a shitload of oil in Nigeria. I know that, and maybe Angola.
It might have been Nigeria.
That and Angola has a lot of it.
Yeah, maybe. I think I saw it like on Vice or something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that was Nigeria. I think I saw the same thing. It was like the people doing the. They were stealing that oil. They just crack open a pipeline and they're like, "Okay, dinner time."
Still had very few options there, but then you crack it open and then it all goes into the fucking whatever body of water they were in.
Yeah,
it's like,
just fantastic stuff.
No one feels like eating these fish. I guess at that point it's like, well, everyone else has done it, so it's fucked anyway. Already fucked past the point of no return, so screw it.
Yeah, right. Just keep fucking this up even further. I got kids to feed, so that they can fuck it up further.
Buy some prepackaged crackers or whatever.
Packaged in oil.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I think I'll stick to my health record digitization app company. That seems like a safe bet, morally speaking. And they got a good revenue model, and it's cheap. So I'm gonna go with that.
Oh yeah? What kind of returns they saying?
Oh, that was the one I was just talking about. Where it was a year ago like 10 cents, and now it's looking like it's at $1 right now. It shot up to $1.21 earlier in the week. It's seeing a lot more volatility than I'd ever seen it. When it was at 10 cents, I bought into it because it was, I don't know, I was looking to make like a few $100s on it. I didn't think it was going to shoot up this much.
Mm-hmm.
So then I bought into it again when it was at like 38 cents. So I made several $1,000s on that, which is offsetting my AMC losses significantly.
I mean AMD?
AMC.
Oh.
Looking like
AMC. The movie theater franchise?
Yes. That was part of the whole GameStop short squeeze bullshit. There were a lot of companies involved in that.
Hmm.
GameStop's just the most famous one.
Did you see the story about that one little kid that wanted to buy stock in GameStop?
You talking about the kid who killed himself?
Oh God, I hope not. No, it was a small kid.
Oh, I know some. I don't think it was a kid, but anyway, go ahead and continue continue with your story.
You keep saying like, "Oh man, let's end this on a high note."
Like, you're the one who killed himself. Hey, the kid who killed himself. Like,
I didn't fucking said that. You were the one that fucking said that.
That's where you were going.
No, like this kid, small kid. I guess he asked his parents like, "Oh, I want to, invest in, GameStop because he liked GameStop."
Okay.
And then like the stock went like shooting up. I really hope his parents like sold that stock. I mean, it's still probably higher than it was when he bought it, but
guaranteed,
you'd have made some serious fucking money.
Yeah, that was batshit crazy.
If you sold it at the height, yeah. So I just say, I would think they would have. Like they probably should know like what was going on. But
who the hell knows?
But yeah, hopefully,
if it's at $200. Are you holding another day for it to get to $400? Like, I would have been out of there so fast. Like, oh my god, it's at $100. I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, especially once it got stagnant. it stayed high for a while, but didn't go like up anymore.
Right.
Like, that was definitely the time to sell that off.
It's like if it stays there for a day, it's amazing. I couldn't believe it kept doing it. That was fun getting the notifications on my through my brokerage. I'm like, why the fuck am I getting a notification saying I can't buy GameStop? What the fuck? I don't care.
No, if we're telling you can't do it, then you should care.
Right, yeah, now I should. No, I gotta give a shit now. I made $300 at GameStop.
Oh, okay.
I bought it at $100. Should have bought the dip on that. Second I bought it at $100, it dropped down to $40. I was like, awesome.
Yeah, it's a good thing it jumped up a little bit after that.
Yeah, now I feel like an asshole for selling it. Let's see, what's it at now?
I don't think it's pretty high now. Let's see.
No, it's definitely higher than that. 137.
Yeah.
I sold at 160.
Weird.
So I guess I should buy back into it? Is that what we're saying? Is that how we're... That's the high note?
No.
Gamble!
I mean, it's only going to go up if other people buy it.
Well, based on our... If you put some awesome hot words... I just lost the word for it. Keywords in the description of this podcast again. Just say stonks. Like, type that, 8 different ways. I think people will buy GameStop again. Because we needed to...
All 3 of them that listen.
Because my $3,000 needs to go to the fucking moon, goddammit.
Alright. Well, I think we're at a good stopping point.
Yeah, it works for me. Buy HLYK! Make it go to the moon! That's where I got 10,000 shares in!
Alright, everybody. So, thanks for listening in. Again, you can write us in at hopesomething@gmail.com. Till then,